Mist clung to the fields of Woolpit, a soft grey blanket over the land. The year was the 12th century, a time of stone and prayer. Reapers worked under a pale sun, their sickles flashing. The world felt old and settled until something strange happened. From the edge of the woods near the ancient wolf pits, two small figures appeared. A boy and a girl. They walked out of the shadows, hand in hand, their steps unsure. The reapers stopped, silence falling over the field. The children were a living question, their skin a startling green, like the underside of a new leaf. Their clothes were made from a fabric no one could name. They looked at the sky with wide, frightened eyes, as if the sun was a monster. The villagers gathered, murmuring in shock and wonder. The children huddled together, speaking in a language no one understood, a cascade of soft, flowing sounds. They were like two notes from a song no one had ever heard. They had fallen out of their own story and into this one. The world of Woolpit now held a secret, two green-skinned, frightened children. No one knew where they came from. No one knew what they were. But everyone knew Woolpit would never be the same. The ordinary world had been torn open just a little. The villagers, led by Sir Richard de Calne, brought the children to his home. They offered food and warmth, but the children refused everything: bread, meat, fruit. They wept, their hunger different from any the villagers had seen. Days passed. The children grew weaker. Then someone brought fresh broad beans. The children's eyes lit up. They reached for the beans, not knowing how to open the pods. A villager showed them, and they ate greedily, raw beans, straight from the pod. It was all they would eat. They hid from the sun, preferring shadowy corners. The bright world seemed to hurt their eyes. They lived in perpetual twilight, even indoors. The villagers watched with awe and pity. Who were these children? Fae folk, spirits, or something else? The boy, younger and more fragile, faded quickly. The strangeness of this world too much for him. The girl clung to life, but the mystery only deepened. The boy's sadness was too deep. He could not adapt. He grew sick, the green fading from his skin along with his strength. Within a year he died quietly, mourned by the village. He was buried in the churchyard, a piece of another world laid to rest. His sister was left alone, the last remnant of their mystery. She wept, but her will to survive was stronger. Slowly she changed. As she ate other foods, her skin lost its green tint. She was baptized, given the name Agnes, and learned to speak English. The language of her past faded, replaced by the world around her. She became part of the village, though always a little different. The villagers asked about her home. She tried to explain, a land of perpetual twilight just beyond a river, a place both close and impossibly far away. Her story was fragmented, but it was all she had. Agnes called her home St. Martin's Land, a world of constant twilight where everything was green. People lived underground, away from the sun. She and her brother had been herding their father's flock when they followed the animals into a cave. Inside they heard bells, beautiful chiming music that drew them deeper. They wandered, mesmerized, until they emerged into blinding sunlight at Woolpit. The sun was a shock, the world overwhelming. They tried to return, but the door between worlds had closed. This was her story, a subterranean world, a journey through darkness and a sudden disorienting arrival. Was it truth or a child's attempt to explain the impossible? The villagers listened, captivated. Her tale deepened the mystery. It was a story from a fairy tale, but it was all they had. Woolpit's fields now held a legend. What was the truth behind the green children? Some say they were lost orphans, perhaps Flemish, their skin tinted by malnutrition, their language, their clothes, foreign but explainable. Others whisper of other worlds, parallel universes, portals, or even extraterrestrials. These stories honor the strangeness of the event. Agnes lived out her life, eventually fading into legend. She could never show anyone the cave. The door remained closed. The mystery was never solved, absorbed into folklore. The tale of the Green Children is a crack in history, a reminder that the world is not always as it seems. Sometimes worlds touch, and for a moment the impossible becomes real. In the mist at the edge of a field, other worlds might exist. And if you listen closely, you might hear the faint sound of bells from a land where the sun never shines.